Hey everyone, it's Art Lee here. Let me just make sure I got everything set up here. Let you guys listen to a little bit of music while I get squared away here. I hope everyone's ready for my live stream. Had a good day. Had a really good day today. And yeah, I'm ready to get started. Let me check in with the Huobi live team, make sure I'm good to go. Are we good? I'm asking them. Yeah, so I got a new setup today. Last time when I did my live stream, I didn't have my monitor. Moved into a new home office, and I'm just here, just trying to get set up and really excited to talk to you guys. I won't be playing this music on for a long time because even though I love the music, I don't want it to be distracting. Anyways, yeah, so look, today I just wanted to say hi, welcome everyone. I am going to be talking about coins holding strong in the bear market. So last week, on the 2nd of June, I was talking about how the current market conditions in their bear market makes it a really real ideal situation to kind of get into the market. And it really is. I mean, I think it's a time to really look at some of the maybe good coins out there, the cryptos that maybe really have a strong backing by the community, maybe have some good application development, kind of like proof cases. And I mean, there's a lot of regardless of the market, technology continues to strive forward. I mean, I've been in technology for over 25 years, and I see things come and go all the time. One thing that hasn't stopped was that there's obviously a lot of investments into new technologies, and just in general looking for the next opportunity. And yeah, so today, this is what I'm going to be talking about. I want to just maybe start with a few things here as I go through as an intro. Like I just mentioned to you what I'm going to be talking about today. If anyone of you have missed the last streaming where I talked about why it's a good time to jump into a bear market and how it's a good opportune time, go ahead and go onto the Huobi app, and you can find it on June 12th, and just look for my face. Anyways, yeah, so the expectations, I just always want to set expectations. Look, I'm filtering out and trying to understand the audiences that are maybe coming to me specifically and wanting to understand what I want to talk about, what they want to hear. So what I try to do best of my abilities as a regular person out in the crypto world is just share information and experiences, really helping to empower investors with the knowledge, and so we can all make our own individual decisions, because that is life, right? The way I love to see it is, look, some people say, oh, there's a right decision and a wrong decision. For me, there's just decision, right? You get the outcome that you get and you move on. So I try my best to deliver the content in a digestible manner. And I really hope that more people can engage from the audience and just tell me your opinions. I'm here to just share with you the perspectives I've gained through, my experience in work and on a personal level, and people I talk to on a daily basis in this crypto sphere. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you may want to hear about. Maybe you want to talk about your opinions, and I'll be happy to share that as well. Yeah, so I think the really much expectations, we're all here to learn. I think there's probably all different levels of people, different experiences. There's so much content out there. It's really hard for me to consume everything, so I pick and choose. But I really, the end goal is that I'm trying to build community-driven content for the next live streams, something that will be valuable. So I really would appreciate it if I can get some comments on what you would like to hear about, and then that would really best to serve you and the community. Okay, so that's the expectations bit. And okay, I just want to share A couple of main comments I guess people wanted to know about, and this is something that I just thought was interesting because people want to know, oh, what's your thoughts on Luna? And hey, we really love some airdrops when you do these live streams. I guess I can maybe feed that back to the Huobi Live team. But in any case, thank you for these comments. These are the main ones. And about Luna, maybe that's a separate segment. There's actually, if you go through the content channel for the live channel, there are already a couple of people who have been talking about Luna. I definitely would suggest to go there because it's already being talked about. But maybe something I'll cover if I see something very useful that's a little bit different. Okay, so that was the user comments from the last live stream. And before we begin, the natural state of live streaming today is to make sure that I've got disclaimers in place to let everyone know who's listening and following that everything that I say has nothing to do as investment advice, right? No solicitation to take action or no recommendations on any investment products. This is purely for the purposes, for education, for sharing experiences and information, and obviously everyone has their own individual needs of why they're consuming the information, and everyone's objectives for why they're on the stream is all different, but pretty much, look, there's a lot of information out there, as I've mentioned, there's so much, but it's always your responsibility and to actually do your own research. DYOR. All right, so that's quick housekeeping stuff. Now, I think what I would like to do, so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I wanted to run this live stream, and I think naturally, so if we think about just people who are investors, either full-on day traders, maybe lightly hodling some coins. Don't know, it's the full range and scope of people out there that are investing in crypto. Everyone's got their own methods as far as how they make the decisions and what to invest in, right? Some people try to reach out and get more intel from a project to see how it's going and if there's any new news and so on and so forth, and try to get some intel that they can kind of help them make a decision about the strength, I guess, of the project and or the token. But I understand that most people can go and even you can go follow some streamers online, right? I think I was thinking about coming up with because I'm trying to reach out to some streamers, get just to meet them and just maybe get some access to some of the information and how they're seeing the market and kind of wanting to share that through the live stream. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of streamers that will have their own opinions about how they're investing, or what's good and what's popping and what's not. But so I took this approach. Look, I'm just going to talk broadly about tokens, more for someone who maybe isn't so deep into looking at and understand all the technicalities, the financial indicators or the technical indicators per se, to really look at a token. I'm just going to lay it out there in layman terms, very simple, and walk through sort of a process that maybe you can go through to understand when you're looking at tokens, let's say through the Huobi exchange, what would you consider buying, right? So yes, we don't have a magic 8-ball anywhere, but it's we do our best, and I'm just trying to give you some tool. And like I said, anyone else have anything to add, or maybe something that they can share that they would like me to share with the audience that would be helpful, that would be great. All right, so just keep that in mind, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through some coins, some popular coins, and kind of go through and talk and just poke around a little bit, look at some indicators that may help you decide and understand why the coins have good staying power, right? So this is all individual. So it's I'm trying not to create so much influence like, hey, yes, this is correct, this is how you should do it, because I think everyone's going to have their own look. Now, that might be the wrong approach, but as I mentioned, I am not licensed to give you this type of information, so this is all just educational. Okay, so to start off, I wanted to kind of revisit some of the things or the ways that this is kind of some content from my last live stream. We talked about in a bear market, it's probably a good idea to really always, this is maybe a strategy for some investors, is basically diversifying your portfolio. Diversifying not just within the crypto space or crypto portfolio, but kind of broadly across everything, like all of your investments, whether they be ETF or a individual stock, to, let's say, real estate, and buying a bond, who knows, right? The whole point is when you're in crypto, you kind of look at it the same way within like your portfolio of crypto coins. So different ways to look at it, right? So you might, if you're a day trader, the way you look at coins will obviously be betting on the volatility, like, so you're buying it on an up and shorting it on a down. And basically you're making your money. That's your strategy, right? So the way you look at coins is a little bit different. I'll probably be talking about it just purely from the, like, you know what, I want to put some money in and I want to hold for a bit. I guess in the bear market these days, you got to be on your toes a little bit to really watch what's going on. Crypto market can move extremely fast. So some of these things where I say where coins are holding strong, they're typically the ones we can walk through that, you know, they're not, well, cross your fingers that we hope that they're not going to drop like, 50% in one day. But anyways, if you look at other aspects of the type of tokens out there, they're based on application development. There's a lot of different ways that you could probably build your portfolio of coins based on these different aspects or categories. Right, so that's the first bit, and I'm just gonna, for the purposes of this live stream, I'm just purely gonna talk about it from just a pure investment point of view. Let's say from a short to mid-term, right? Nothing that maybe if you have like a certain percentage of portfolio that you want to hold long because you really believe and you want to really back a coin, that's cool too. But the whole point is just creating a diversified investment portfolio. Okay. All right, so here we go. Here we're going to just use some really basic indicators, right? Which we'll kind of walk through. And basically these are like price points, you can say, of a coin at a point in time, right? And what we're looking at pretty much is sort of like, at least the first two, is looking at what has happened in the past as an indicator of the performance, I guess, of a coin, right? So you've got previous all-time high. So could there be something that's higher than the all-time high? Yes, and if that happens, then that all-time high is made again. So for example, if 100, let's say 100 BT, 100 of a token, right? $100 of a token is hit on 1.3 months ago. Yes, it could go to 110. Then the new previous all-time high would be 110 going forward. And then, but like I said, no guarantee, but gives you a strong indication of potential, right? If there was an all-time high, let's say the coin was around for 3 years, and then you look at the all-time high, and that all-time high hit within the first 3 months of launching, and it's never ever recovered to hit near close to the all-time high. You probably don't want to put too much weight into it because, I mean, that's how you look at it. What is the likelihood of it hitting that all-time high again if in the past 3 years it's been, like, let's say less than half of that, right? So this is what I mean is when you look at the all-time high, you kind of just go ahead and use that as a general feel about the token itself. Anyways, then we go into past performance, right? So this is a little bit different. This is also isn't a guarantee about the future performance of a coin, but it does give a rough idea. So instead of just looking at one price point, which was at one single point in time, it's how it has performed over a period of time. Is it slowly up and down, ebbs and flows through different news cycles or development cycles, where basically it goes up, or the community, there's more talk about it. Whatever it is moving the movement of the token itself. It's good to see. It's good to see about how that thing is moving. Now, if you're seeing like drastic ups and downs based on performance, then you might want to kind of be mindful if that's sort of like the behavior of that type of coin for whatever reason. Then you can do a little bit more research about what happened on those peaks and troughs, right? So the tops and bottoms. And then the other thing is just basically roadmaps. So when you look at like crypto assets often see a rise typically, or like most investments, after some major update when it relates to crypto, something like a mainnet launch. So I think that's something we can definitely take a look at, and something to consider. So what's happening in the news? What is the community talking about, to give you an indication of I guess the future of that crypto. Give me 1 second. Sorry if I'm keep on looking at my monitor. I want to make sure I'm good. Anyways, yeah. So we got, these are just the basic indicators. That's all we're going to look at. There's a ton more, and maybe that'll be a different live stream session. I actually do believe there's other people in the Huobi live stream category, or the content library, that they actually do talk about this. Anyway, so the first one I'm going to talk about is Ethereum. So Ethereum, 1 second. So it's one of the top cryptos out there. I mean, one of the most talked about aside Bitcoin. Now it's really gained recognition from all aspects, mainly because of its unique technology, where developers are actually creating new cryptocurrencies and tokens utilizing the Ethereum, the Ether network. And even though, I guess, when you look in the bigger picture of when it actually launched, it launched after many other tokens, but actually it's really performed well. It exceeded its place in the market, once again, because of its unique technology. But if I go ahead and look at here, right? So maybe probably good if you haven't used the interface much. I think it's always good to teach yourself or find a clear understanding of how to use the interface. Sometimes there might be small tweaks here and there on how things are laid out and presented, but I'm just going to look at the spot market of some of these top coins. So if you look at it, I think it's quite nicely laid out, right? So on the top, I guess on the right hand section, you've got the top gainers for the day. Here are the newest, and here are the volume leaders, basically based on total trading volume in a 24-hour period, right? So that just gives you an understanding of how much trading activity is happening. Obviously, Bitcoin BTC is enormous, and you can see Ethereum is second, this is what we're talking about. And so over here, if you look at the top bar here, these help you filter from ascending to descending based on the data, right? So if I changes, the percent change, what's changed a lot and what's changed the least amount, or the most, which we'll walk through in a bit. But anyways, also interesting, at least, that if you're looking at coin and you're not too sure and you want to get a quick access to the background of that coin, like let's say you're going in here and let's say you never heard of Ethereum. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool. Well, look, view more. So there's all these links, all of them are different. You've got access GitHub for developers. You got the Block Explorer to see, what's being placed on the chain. You got Twitter, then you got the official website, right? So yeah, I mean, I guess depending on who you are as a user, you can just click and there you go, straight to the website, and you can learn lots of stuff to learn. Pretty good website. I guess these days, I mean, every single coin should be having some very useful information to help you learn more about the project, about the token. So I just want to make sure that people know how to access more information. This is basically how you need to just educate yourself about a coin. This only gives you a very, very, very brief summary of what the coin is, right? So that's how you look at the detail. You look at the total 24-hour turnover in the volume, and then you look at these highs and lows. And this is pretty much in the last day, right? So you look at it, it's ranged from 1725 and 1889. So pretty good, like difference, a spread, if you actually were a day trader to kind of catch it somewhere, right? You could have got maybe plus 100 somehow if you had good timing, right? So not too bad. And then so you go to ETH, and this is basically their Huobi Global's trading, I guess, visual aid. Here you can then look at, it's already defaulted to 1 day. So this tells you about sort of like how the price has moved throughout the day, and maybe I'll do another thing to understand how to read these what they call candlesticks and the whole thing. But I just want to just briefly show that when you're in here, this is where you see the highs and lows, right, in the total volume, right? And then so let's say you want to just kind of get a gauge, like, okay, how much did it change? I heard crypto market went crazy last week because whatever, like something had happened, right? Some crazy thing had happened. Oh, because interest rates in the US went up. Now the whole crypto market is like going crazy, right? So you can go and say, okay, well, that happened last week. What happened? Was there any impact to this coin? Some people think that they're totally separate markets. What happens in the traditional finance and the crypto, and look, it's all, if you look at it from the big picture, whether it's a crypto market or an oil gas market, commodities market, a stock market, a bonds market, it really doesn't matter. The reason why we look at everything is pretty much that people who have money are deploying it obviously to an investment that they think, where they think they can make the most money, right? And where they think it's safe, so on and so forth. There's all these different strategies. So the whole point, like I said, if you just kind of wanted to just look, okay, what was Ethereum's performance, right, just over the past week, and you can kind of see where it was at and how it has run up, and then you can look at it from a 1 month range, right? So if you're looking at this obviously from a buying perspective, I mean, there's a lot more to do, but this gives you at least sort of like a little bit of an understanding of how the Ethereum token has been moving, and how fast it's been changing, right? But if you think about it, honestly, look at it now. I think previously the 24-hour high, I think it was at 18, and now it's at 19, right? So there's a little bit of an uptick. And this is why you see some of those memes, or maybe places on Snapchat or whatnot, where you got these crypto traders who like never sleep, because this is 24-hour trading. That's the crazy part. But anyways, so I mean, for me, I've gone into ETH. I'm a holder of ETH, and I typically the way I think about it is like, what, I bought some and I'm just going to hold it. Don't really need to trade it out. I actually am quite busy. I don't day trade that much. I'll trade some things on like maybe a weekly basis, but I'm not like on it all the time. I honestly don't have time. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about this topic, because it's more of like, okay, a little bit of a buy and hold on some like coins that are strong. Now you can say, well, Ethereum, like there was a high point, and maybe a year ago it was at like 5,500, and how can you say it's a strong coin? It's at 17 now. Well, the fact is, based on the performance in the past, I guess, if you look at 6 months, it's actually not bad in how it's been moving. So yeah, I mean, if you bought it at a high and now it's at 17, yeah, sure, you lost some money. But if you're looking at it, in a long term, out of all the coins, this is one of the stronger coins or cryptos to go into, and that's a solid buy. Let's just say that, right? But that's my opinion. Yeah, you can have a different one. So anyways, so let's get out of that and let's go to something, let's say that, I guess the next one, I suppose. Close that out. Here we talked about Ethereum. So BNB. So I want to talk about Binance. I think I want to talk about this one especially because there was some news that broke out about the Binance token and maybe some like illegal trading of it in the early days without with securities license. I actually just saw it. I haven't had time to look through it, but anyways, it is basically BNB is Binance's token. Binance is the biggest cryptocurrency exchange on a global basis based on trading volume. Regardless of whatever news is out there, you gotta say that it is a pretty solid token only because of the sheer amount of interest and trading volume that's happening in this token. So if you look at BNB, it is a crypto coin. It powers the Binance ecosystem, the whole exchange, right? Or that's part of it, like the exchange. They have a Binance Launchpad for developers and a Binance Smart Chain. And these are more sort of like the technology layers that help also feel into this token and build value. So if you look at the utility of the BNB token, it includes gas fees, smart chain discounts, and participating in exclusive token sales, right? This is the launchpad of new tokens. But anyways, all in all, it's a pretty solid product. I remember back in the days when they first came out with sort of like their stock tokens, and after a short time they had to get cut off because basically it is a security. It was seen as a security. Pretty much how it was, I think if I got it right, how it was done is that there was actually a licensed broker outside in Europe that was holding the tokens, and basically that trade was made against Binance, and Binance was taking these, basically wrapping it in a token where their retail investors would buy. But anyways, the whole point of why I want to bring it up in something that you can do some more research on if you're interested, that they've been quite innovative with new products, and they've grown. Why are they the biggest exchange by trading volume? Is because of how they've positioned the product and really listening to maybe looking at the data and delivering the type of products the customers want. So this is one that I think we can't ignore. And then if you go into here, you can look at BNB. Let's see, where would it be? I had to pull it up earlier. Let me close this out. Okay. I had it open earlier. But anyways, you can search it too. So let's go BNB. Oh, go. Oh, let's look at the swap. I don't want to look at swaps. USDT. Okay, well, anyways, this is the BNB USDT pair. Once again, I think I just want to go through and if you're looking to, I guess, move BNB into USDT, this is kind of how the price performance is going. So I guess this is a different layer to be beyond looking at the coin itself, is looking at how it's performing with the specific pairs. That's another way to look at it as well. But anyways, kind of same thing. I don't really want to go too much into it, except what we did talk about before was talking about the highs and lows, right? So if you look once again, BNB, and you look at the percentage change for the day is 7%. For a day trader is probably pretty solid to kind of do some quick trades in here, depending on how you look at it. But anyways, Yeah, I think if you look at just looking at the coin itself, it really is a coin to look at. So let me see. Let me look at what the it's gonna pop up here. Okay, so they didn't show up in the top gainers for the day. Actually, wait, that was volume leaders. Yeah. So, all right. So that's different. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. Maybe it's not so necessary to go into every one to see what's going on, but it is something that I want to talk about as why you would want to look at it as part of your portfolio. And then we've got next here, Bitcoin, right? So BTC. Obviously, this is the one I already showed. It has got such huge trading volume. And I think I don't need to talk too much about Bitcoin and the history and everything, but I think if we look at here, BTC, I think this is one of my main coins. I've always held, I guess, an amount where I think when I first got in, it was around 5,000, went up to 65. To be honest, I didn't sell it. I was like, oh, okay, it's good. We'll see what happens. And then it went down to 30. But actually, I'm still good. And it's really one of the things that I kind of feel like, look, if you really believe in crypto, most of the market moves based on how, well, it's the way what I read and the perception is that basically you look at this as an indicator of how healthy the market is because of the percentage of total trading volume of all crypto. And so I love it as a token, the meaning behind it and how it was created and the belief in it and how it's more or less populated in a lot of portfolios. So it's one of those things that I feel like, what is the likelihood of in one day everyone sells all the Bitcoin and then the value goes to zero? I don't know. But anyway, so that's one of my, for sure, that one has stayed pretty stable. I mean, if you look at, let's see, what is it? Yeah, it stays pretty stable. Like, so, I mean, 24 hour from 29 something to 31.76, not massive, right? Good kind of like it was down, but good momentum up and down. But I mean, I think to me it's healthy because it just shows a sell off and then more buying into the token, which obviously this is one of the main traded coins in the world. It just is good to show that there's still demand for it, I suppose. And then you look at you can look at the 1 month and see how it's changed, right? So talking about people who maybe have kind of not wanted to be in crypto, and then they kind of sat on the sidelines. And obviously there was lots of opportunities, obviously from here on the upswing to kind of invest. And then there's another down here and another downturn. And if you look at it, probably if you want to look at historicals and make a assumption that at some point it'll go back up to 60 again. How long? I don't know. But maybe it's a good time to buy some now. Maybe it's not massive, so if you buy at 30 today and it goes to 60 and you're like, oh, I only doubled my money. But hey, it's a solid bet, right? Maybe you'll do 20%, 25%, maybe that's your target. That's pretty good too. But anyways, then we go here. Let's go here. And then I did want to bring up this one about, oh shoot, the Bitcoin Cash. I spelled it wrong. Woo! Lucky I caught that, but it's already live. But anyways, Bitcoin Cash, if you want to learn more about Bitcoin Cash, just go to whybitcoincash.com. It's got everything you need to know about Bitcoin Cash. The reason why I want to bring this up is because it was one of the top movers, top gainers for the day. But it was more of is a short here? Yeah, short. But the whole point is it's seeing some action. It has a correlation, I guess, if you look at what Bitcoin Cash is it was pretty much way in the beginning. What did I read here? Okay, so it's designed to be obviously a crypto that functions as electronic cash peer-to-peer, and using Bitcoin Cash over Bitcoin on the fees, the gas fees are much lower, right? Because one thing, if you're a tech guy or what, if you're looking at some of these specs, Bitcoin maintains 1 megabyte block sizes, where Bitcoin Cash block sizes are like 32 megs. So basically, the amount of data packets that you push through in a block size is much more in one go, and therefore the fees are a lot lower. But anyways, I wanted to mention that because there are a lot of one of the coins that have been around, one of the original coins, and still has a lot of power. And if we go into the next one here, let's see. I want to go here is Aave. So I think Aave started tracking for a little bit since I guess early last year. I really started looking at it. But anyways, Aave is a protocol, decentralized, open source. So you can see on here, non-custodial money market protocol. So people who deposit can earn interest, and then I guess it's similar to other DeFi platforms like Compound and Fulcrum, where deposits are tokenized and accrue interest in real time. It's one of those tokens that I think if you go ahead and look at what's going on, and I hope I can find it here easily. Because I wanted to show sort of like where it was going. It was a top one at one point. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I actually didn't show. I forgot. Maybe I'm kind of whacking out here. But anyways, yeah. So I didn't mention like so if you wanted to filter these, you can kind of go look at the last price, the percent change. So here's the percent change. How much one of these pairs have changed in the last 24 hours. So there's huge swings. This berry 27%, and I guess this is also, you only look at the 24-hour performance, but it's pretty interesting. As I mentioned, if you're wondering, hey, what is berry, then you go to detail. This is what I was talking about. And if this is a new coin that you're interested in, and you want to see what let's see what the trading volume is. So yeah, so you got here a lot of action, new, popped into the exchange. So yeah, maybe it's something you want to look at. But anyways, this is just an example of like using the interface. Thought it'd be pretty very useful for some people to learn how to use. But anyways, so here you can go, okay, what is the biggest changes to which coins in the last 24 hours? And then you flip that around, and that's obviously the opposite, right? Then you look at the different pairs that you can kind of switch on and off, and this is pretty much alphabetical order. And then basically you've got 24-hour turnover, and you can flip it on and off, and it kind of like looks a different view every single time. But anyways, that's yeah, I forgot to kind of mention that. But anyways, maybe I'll do another walkthrough. I was trying to work with someone else to kind of deliver some content on this, and yeah, if it's something that you're interested in learning, I know Huobi Global's got some videos out there on how to use their interface and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's something that maybe we can walk through if there's interest. But anyways, there's Aave, and then there's Solano. Here it says founded by former Qualcomm, Intel, and Dropbox engineers. So I remember back in the .com days, actually Qualcomm was one of the stocks I was betting on. And they didn't have any tokens back there. There were stocks. I think it was at it had a good run up, and it split a couple of times when I was in it. It was hit like $350. It went to like 500 at one time. Anyways, it was some crazy time. But I just think if you've got founders that have this type of experience in these different companies, especially Dropbox, that's pretty cool. So Solana is a single chain delegated proof of stake protocol, and the focus is on delivering scalability without sacrificing decentralization or security. So they're in this space, and people look at it as a sort of like a scaling solution for DeFi, and it's really been made a lot of noise. If you kind of look at sort of like how the support of Solano in the community, there's a lot of talk about it, and that's something that another coin that you can really look and back, because I think with some of these coins, like here's Solano here, some of these coins, when I said before about diving into coins, sometimes it's around application development. It might not be a layer 1, but layer 2 player that is really coming to solve something, and a lot of it is around scalability and lowering gas fees and so on and so forth. These are the players that, if you look at the background, a lot of the interest and the backing is because they are doing some real stuff. So compared to maybe some other tokens, it's utility, and it's very dependent on whether or not there's enough support in the community to actually build demand for value in a token. But the ones that actually are based on developing tech, I think those are pretty strong. So that's why I kind of brought up Solano as sort of like one of those tokens that would be a strong buy if you're kind of tracking about what's going on in the market and on a technology point of view, and who's making efforts to actually grow the ecosystem. I think I like those type of tokens as what I call a strong coin. And so, yeah, so that's what I have for that. And I think that was pretty much the last one that I want to share. Let me double check. There was another one. Oh, here's MakerDAO. Yeah, so MakerDAO, another decentralized organization. They're looking, I guess their vision is to bring financial stability, it says transparency to the world economy. Now, they've been around for a long time. And it's another, I guess, decentralized stablecoin that you might want to look at. Kind of one of the sort of the same concept of why it's strong. Everyone will have their own understanding of these tokens and what they look for. But like I said, you can go on and you can go ahead and research. You can find it on here, see how the performance has been. And I think I'll just end it there because I can go on forever like this. Now, I think for sure anyone who's actually getting into the space, looking at all these cryptos, like I said, naturally it would be like to ask friends, or can I meet someone that that I know that trades crypto, that someone knows that trades crypto. You might want to go talk to them, and you're just going to get a bunch of opinions, and it can help kind of facilitate and form your perspective. I would suggest doing a lot of, like I said, DYOR. Do your own research. Go listen to what the community is talking about. Go look at the website. Go look at any press releases that are coming out. Look at any content on the YouTube just to understand who the people behind these tokens are, and how it's the vision is to grow it. And I think that would give you a lot of information, at least, to make a qualified decision. And okay, so I think I'm going to end it there, and I want to thank you all for joining me today. I'm going to end it a little bit. I'm going to continue with my music. Yeah, so look, I hope everyone had enjoyed the time on the live stream. Anything you want me to bring to the table in a very simple, digestible way, I hope I did that well. I look to continue to improve doing so. So yeah, please leave any comments and what you want to learn about, and what you want to know, or maybe even maybe give me some information that you have that you would like me to share. So cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna sign off now. I'm Arthur Lee, and I'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, my next live stream will be coming out on Thursday. Well, not coming out, but it will be on Thursday, same time as this one. And yeah, so you should see a new poster image about what I'll be talking about. And I still have a couple ideas, and but yeah, should be good. I look forward to catching you guys later on.